good morning. This is Friday, and this is Introduction to Algebra. So let's first review some things that we went over yesterday. That is our Roman numerals. Okay, so I equals 1, V equals 5, X equals 10, L equals 50, C equals 100, D equals 500, M equals 1,000. Now, with Roman numerals, if I put a smaller Roman numeral in front of a larger, for example, if I put I in front of V, do I add or subtract? I subtract. So if I have IV, the number is 4. Now, if I put a small number after a larger number, if I put VI, I do what? I add, and so my answer is 6. Let's look at some homework. These are problems you didn't quite get to. I didn't have you do all of the homework last night. Aren't you glad? And so if you want to use your book, this is problem set 108. And we're going to begin with number 18. We're going to use the distributive property to multiply this problem. Now, when you use the distributive property, you take this term, 4ax, and multiply it by each one of these terms. So I'm going to say 4ax times 3a. I don't care about the rest of the problem, just the 3a. So multiply the coefficients, and you get 4 times 3 is 12. Then you're going to multiply the a. Well, a times a is a squared. And then you have x, but nothing to multiply it to, so you just put x. Plus, now we're going to take 4ax and multiply it times 3z. So 4 times 3 again is 12. There's nothing, you say a times nothing, so that's just the a. X times, there's no x's, so we just write x. And then there's no z, so we write z. Plus, we have 4 times 9, and we get 36. Now, we have a times a, so we have a squared. And then we have x times x, which is x squared. So, our final answer is going to be 12a squared x plus 12axz plus 36a squared z squared. Okay? All we did is take this term, multiply it by this one. Then we multiply it by the second term, and go back to our original number, multiply it by the last term. Let's look at this next problem. I believe it is number 19 in your book. Number 19. It is it's m cubed plus x divided by y minus x squared. Okay? First thing we have to know is m equals -3, x equals -4, and y equals -2. So step 1, write down the problem. Step number 2, substitute the problem. Do this with me. Do this with me. Don't just listen. Do it with me on paper. Okay? So we're going to have m is going to become -3. -3 cubed plus x, which is -4, divided by y, which is -2, minus x squared, and x again is -4 squared. Okay? So, and whenever you write this down, notice that the -3 is going to be cubed. The whole thing is going to be cubed. So we got to have our bracket there, parentheses, to protect our number. Okay? So, what is 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Question, is it positive or negative? I multiplied -3 times -3 times -3. So I have an odd number of negative factors, so my answer is negative. Okay? Plus, I have a -4 divided by a -2. Well, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Is it positive or negative? The signs are the same, so it is +2. Then I'm going to subtract -4 squared. Well, what's 4 times 4 is 16. Negative times negative is positive, so my answer is a positive 16. Okay? So now let's go to the beginning. Negative 27 minus 2 is going to be what? Negative 27 minus 2. Excuse me. All right? We have negative 27 minus 2, plus 2, I'm sorry. It's going to be a negative 25. But then we're going to minus, and since 1 is positive and 1 is negative, I'm actually going to change this sign. So I'm going to show that to you. Okay, I'm going to change the sign of both of them. Because remember, we don't really subtract when we have positive and negative. So we have negative 27 plus positive 2 gives me negative 25. And negative 25 plus the negative 16 is going to give me a negative 41. Let's go to the next one. This is going to be problem, I'm sorry, I should have marked this in my book. This is going to be problem 21. Problem 21. 3m squared plus 2c squared minus 4cm plus 6c squared minus 9m squared. All we're doing is adding the like terms, okay? We're not multiplying it and dividing it. All we're going to do is we're going to add the like terms. Now, they have to the terms. Do we care about the coefficients? We do not until we get ready to combine. But to decide which ones go together, we don't care about the coefficient. We only care about the letters being the same. Now, some of you can look at this and go, I know I have to use squares combined with squares. Others of you are still having a little trouble with that. So we're going to break it apart so that everybody can get it. Okay, so we're going to say 3, and this means m times m. That's what m squared means. Plus 2 times c, that's c squared. Minus 4cm plus 6c squared is c, and m squared is 9mm. Now, we need to combine only those whose terms are alike. That means this has 2 m's. I can only combine it with the other things that have 2 m's. So we have 2 m's here, and we have 2 m's there. So we have a positive 3 and a negative 9. So we have a negative 6m squared. Okay? Next, we're going to do c squared. Okay, so we have a 2c squared here. And over here, we have a positive 6c squared. So 2 plus 6 is 8. They're both positive, so we have a positive 8c squared. Now we have one term left, and that is minus 4cm. We have no other terms that have 1c and 1m. Leave it alone. Just bring it down to our answer. Minus 4cm. So the answer is negative 6m squared plus 8c squared minus 4cm. Look at the next one. We want to solve this equation. How do I know that this can be solved? Because it has an equal mark in the middle. But I have to keep them balanced. So I have to remember, my goal is to get all of the x's on one side, and then whatever I do to the left, I must do to the right. I have to keep those two things in mind. So let's first move our constant, all right? Our constant means just a number. I have a positive 4 here. I'm going to move my 4s to that side just because I'm used to my number being over there, okay? It says to add 4, so I'm really going to subtract 4, okay? So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, okay? This is going to cancel, giving me negative 7x equals negative x. And over here, I have a negative 8 and a negative 4, so I now have a negative 12. Now I need to get rid of that negative x on this side. I need to bring it over here. So I'm going to add x to each side. Remember, if there's no coefficient written, that means it's the coefficient of 1. This is going to cancel, leaving me a negative 12. Over here, I have negative 7 plus 1 Now I have a negative 6x. What am I going to do? If I have a negative 6x, I still have to get rid of the negative 6. So I'm going to divide, because it says to multiply. I'm going to do the opposite. The only time in your life you're allowed to be a rebel, do the opposite of what your equation says. Okay? So we're going to divide by negative 6. Whatever I do to the right, I must do to the left, or left, I must do to the right. This is going to cancel, leaving me x. Now I say negative 12 divided by negative 6 is well, 12 divided by 6 is 2. Since they're both negative, my answer is positive. So my answer is 2. Now, if I want to go back and check this, how do I do that? I go back to my original equation, and I write negative 7x plus 4 equals negative x minus 8. Take your x, substitute it in, and work out the problems. They should be balanced at the end. They should come out with the same number. Okay? Before I go any further, these are all of you that put in your names into the drawing. You posted on the video. You sent in text. You did your homework on time. Different things that got your name in here. So we're going to look in here. We're going to just draw. They're all in there, a whole bunch of them. Shake them up. You don't want to look. All right? And the winner for the 8th grade gift card is, I don't know if you can see that, but it is Joel. So Joel, you're going to win the gift card whenever you come in to pick up your packet next week. Remind me, because I might forget. I already have them here in my desk, but I'll give you a gift card for it. Now, those of you that didn't win today, okay, you get chances by what? What did I tell you? Different times in the middle of the class, I tell you to post something, posting comments, posting questions, turning in your homework in on time. I'm going to give a lot more name drawings for the next one, so make sure, hey, we're almost at the end of school, so don't be wasting your time. I don't have that many gift cards to give away, so make sure that you do it. All right, let's look back at your math book now. Lesson 108. Okay, tonight, I'm just going to put on your homework, just a few of these. I'm not giving you a bunch of them. I want you to do 22 through 30. That's all you're going to do for homework, okay? Is 22 through 30 and take your quiz. Now, you have a test on Monday. So if you have a question, you need to make sure you're asking me. Drop me a comment on the video, because a lot of you have a question. If you send it to me personally, I don't mind doing that, but a lot of your friends have the same question. So if you'll drop a comment on there, then I'll know to include it in the video before the test, and I will make a video to explain questions before you take the test, as long as you get the questions into me today, because I have to record it on Friday afternoon before I leave, because I have to get it to Miss Francis so she has it all ready to go to put up for Monday. So if you have questions, please drop those in the comments right away so that I can get to them, all right? All right, guys, have a great day. Watch Brother Ricky on Facebook Live. Hey, late girls, I just heard that Miss Pam and Brother Ricky both are going to have afternoon program on Facebook Live, so find out about that. Tune into that. Watch Pastor. Go to church. You say, well, you know, nobody else is. Okay, get your device and watch church, okay? Go to church. Get your Bible. Pay attention. You need that. I need that, okay? All right. I love you. I miss you. And wish this virus thing would hurry up and finish, all right? Miss you guys.